Hello everyone, this is a review of my Watchwinder. A lot of people asked about my Watchwinder, what it is and how I like it. So I figured let's take a moment to talk about it because it is July 1st, which means all of my watches are on the 31st, so I need to set the date on all of them anyways. So let's get started. It's currently powered off. If I power it on, all the watches start to rotate, and you can see a little screen down here which controls everything basically. They are grouped into pairs, so it's 6 pairs in total, and overall it's quite nice. The reason why I bought this Watchwinder is my old one only had storage space for 4 watches, and it had a different mounting system which was a bit cumbersome, so I figured I'll buy this one. It seemed to be better, but it isn't. If you open it, it stops. You can hear the click, which is nice. My previous one did not have that, so you would open it and they would start to rotate, or they would still rotate. This is the mechanism that is used to mount the watches. It's quite cheaply made, and this pushes in, so it is adjustable, but even on this setting it is quite substantial. So if you have small wrist, this just doesn't work. I actually plan on making a new version of this with my 3D printer, see if I can improve it. Not sure, but probably can. Just needs to be a little bit shorter, and probably that will fix everything. It mounts quite okay. You just push it and it clicks into place. It's fine, I guess. It does feel a bit cheap, but if you put a watch in it, it's better. Here you can see that it is quite a snug fit, and this can not be pushed in any further, and my wrist size is about 6.5, I guess. So yeah, it's not great. The other one that I had was like wide, and it was about the same size, but they need to make it smaller for smaller wrists. They are now all set to time. Now let's talk about the Watchwinder itself. So below you have a few controls. Let me bring you in. See if I can get you a little bit closer to it. So you have some controls here. You have lights, which is, it shines blue. I don't think that's really necessary. It's also an awful color. You can see a few things here. Like this is the position, so that's going to be the top one. As I said, there are 6 positions, and then you have 2 icons, a clockwise and anti-clockwise icon. This indicates that it actually is working, and the amount of rotations per day. I always forget, but this one switches the time, the amount of rotations per day. Yeah, so we have a few options. 1950 is the max, then 650, 750, 850, 1000. I usually put it on 850 for most watches, except for watches that like rotate only one way, like 7750 movements. I think the only ones that are in my Watchwinder right now that have it is this one and this one. I don't think those wind both ways, but you can control that. So this one is gonna do both, but if you press it, you can choose which one you want. If I press it again, it will go the other way. If I press it again, it will do a rotation. I think one time it will go left, and then the other time it will go right. Then if I press this button, it will just not rotate anymore. So this means that this zone is not deactivated. So I'll put it back on. This button switches, so you now can see we go to 2, which is this one, and you can just keep cycling through that, like 3, for. So like this one, I put it a bit higher because I noticed that especially this one, but I think also the Cartier, they were just not running anymore after a while. So 850 was not enough for them. And I also put them on clockwise winding because it seems that they require clockwise winding and a bit more. Not sure why. It would be best to check with your manufacturer, but you know, they're not gonna fully wind them unless you put them on like 1950. They're just gonna keep the charge level. So just start with like a lower number. If they keep running, that's fine. If not, then increase it one step. But in my experience, all of these watches keep running at 850, except for these. I had to put them on 1000. I might be able to get away with 750 or 650, but I haven't tried that. So yeah, that's basically how this thing operates. It's super simple. You also get a remote, but yeah, I don't really care for the remote. And what else is there to say? There are two buttons at the back side of the Watchwinder. One of them is for the power, and the other one is, I think it is to control the switch. So if you don't like this switch working, then you can disable that. Let me actually give that a try. So this was the power button, and so it's gonna power back on. Yeah, so now it should work with that switch again. So yeah, last thing to do is give some eye candy. Alright, that's it. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you for watching. Bye.